We're in today with the HD5850. This is a 2009 video card with 1440 shaders. It's got 1 gig of VRAM GDDR5 with 725 MHz on the core clock and 1000 MHz on the memory clock. It's got 256 bits bus width, DirectX 11 support, and we're gonna pair it up with this Intel Xeon W3690 with 6 cores and 12 threads. Let's jump in a couple of games and see how this old legend of a video card is holding with DirectX 11 support. This is gonna be very interesting. Let's go. If we're jumping in Fortnite with this, I'm gonna see that this video card is actually starting the game on 1080p with 50% render scale. Come on, this is gonna be very interesting to test because it's an old video card and it's barely holding the FPS. So the core is not maxed out, but actually it's maxed out. In some cases it's 70% load, in some cases it's 90. System-wise, you can see it's using 11 gig of system RAM. The CPU, it doesn't have any problems. Yeah, the cores are quite okay. If I look on the CPU side, oh no. Can actually see a couple of threads that are being utilized, but that's it. You know, it's doing the job, but there's no need to be concerned on the CPU side. So I like it. I like this performance on the CPU. On the computer, do remember this is an HP Z400. Neither the CPU and the GPU it's new, you know, like saying oh man, you're testing this old video card with a new computer. How dare you? No, the HP Z400 is old as the video card, but it's doing the job. You know, I'm playing Fortnite with it, and the only thing I'm concerned is about this 280 watts consumption from this computer. Not very efficient for an old video card like this. I mean, it's an old video card, you know, it can be efficient, you know, in this case. This amount of FPS you can get with a very efficient newer video card. So I will understand if you're doing that, you know. But if we're jumping in Farlight with this video card, you can actually see it's doing a fantastic work. It's doing exactly what I need from this video card. It's actually fantastic performance overall. It's got over 200 FPS. So I'm actually surprised it's doing this great when it comes to this video card, you know. I like the performance overall, but in this situation, you need to understand that 20-30 FPS on minimal is not okay. In this situation, the average is good, the minimal is nearly there in some cases, you know, and yes, the system is utilized properly. 6.3 gig of system RAM being used from this computer in order to deliver this performance in this game with this video card and this computer. The CPU has some stress, you know, like 50-60% core load, and I think it's an overall good performance, and can say nothing about this because it's quite decent. If we're jumping in Paladins with 1080p and maximum details, you can actually see hey, the GPU is actually working and I like it. Okay, this is very interesting and I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. If I have to choose a game that is working, this will be on my list because it's a fantastic game that is actually doing the job. Even though the core is on maximum load, you can actually see you got 0.7 gig of VRAM utilization. You got nice averages on the FPS, so can say nothing about this because it's doing the job. You know, the video card itself, the system itself, it's not very stressed. 30% load on the CPU with 6.8 gig of system RAM being utilized, you know. It's okay. The CPU is not very stressed, but the GPU is on maximum, but it's a good maximum if it makes any sense. If we're jumping in Crossout with this system, you can actually see on legacy mode, on low details, this is performance mode. I got a playable FPS and I like it. 80 FPS on average. It's good numbers here and I like it because it offers me a lot of possibility when it comes to this type of gameplay. 90 FPS on average, 39 minimals. It's okay, you know, when it comes to playing Crossout on performance mode. 99% load on the core of the video card, 0.9 gig of VRAM utilized. So the performance is adequate when it comes to this old video card, you know. I'm not expecting more from it, but it's working. CPU side, no stress, 6.8 gig of system RAM being utilized and only 240 watts consumption from this computer. Overall, it's okay, you know. The CPU, it's not stressed thermally, everything is good. The GPU itself 51 degrees. I mean, like I said, it's okay, you know, not the best, but playable if it makes any sense. Dota 2, and I tried to disable VSync. In order to do that, I keep putting full screen and window mode in order to take that stuff out, and I managed to put 1080p with lowest details. You can actually see that yeah, the computer is doing a fantastic job, but on average not okay because I got 7 minimals, and yeah, I know load fits from the video card, you know, because it's not that powerful. So it's got only half a gig of VRAM utilization, 80 FPS on average, and 33 on minimal. In Dota 2 is working. I'm actually surprised that this video card can actually play the game. If I have a video card like this, I know I'm okay with Dota, so I'm very happy with this, you know. So I will put this in consideration. The temperature on the video card is good. The CPU is not loaded. Nearly 10 gig of system RAM used, so the system needs to be with at least 12 gig of system RAM. I mean 16, 24. 24, this is the maximum I can put on this computer. So yeah, the CPU has no problem, 60 degrees. But on average, it's okay. Let's see, a couple of threads. Do we have any threads utilized on this CPU? Yeah, look at this. It's reaching a couple of them 90%. You know, so the CPU is being used. If I want to blame someone, I will blame the threads. We're in XDefiant. You can actually see the game is starting with this video card. 2009, come on. All right, so it's starting the game, and I need to see if I can get some kills. It doesn't matter. If I'm in the game, I call it a win, you know. 0.9 gig of VRAM utilized, you know. It's kind of crazy to see this video card actually running. So this is a big win for me, so I will not complain about this performance. 95% load on the core of this video card. Oh, it's so hard to play with this. I can barely move the mouse. Shooting this, it's hilarious. The system itself doesn't have any problems. I got like 10.2 gig of system RAM being utilized here. 40% load on this CPU with this system. You know, I mean, the CPU is trying to do the job, but can't blame the CPU, you know, if it's not delivering the highest FPS here. Overall performance is great. 240 watts consumption from the system. I mean, it's making a lot of heat, this computer with this video card. You know, it's an old system, it's an old video card, and you cannot blame the computer or the GPU in how it's performing, considering the age. GTA 5 with this system is doing very well on 1080p with 50% render scale. It's barely holding 50 FPS and 12 minimals. Not the greatest show here with this system. The system itself is doing okay. 8.4 gig of system RAM being utilized with 40-50% utilization from the CPU. I mean, yeah, it's doing okay. You know, it's looking okay even with 50% render scale. Come on, it's GTA 5. You know, it's about missions. And you know, look at the guys in the chat, you know, about hacking and stealing and yeah, GTA 5. Yeah, I like this performance overall. You know, it's in some cases you can actually see it. The GPU doesn't even get stressed. 70% load on the core, but the VRAM is maxed out. You know, you need more VRAM. Apparently 1 gig of VRAM doesn't cut it. So our bottleneck, it's this. But if we're jumping in World of Tanks with this system, this is exactly what I want from this computer. Let me show you what I have here. Graphics. I have low details. Actually, I got better performance here in this case. 100 FPS on average, 0.6 gig of VRAM utilized from the system, 70% load on the core on the video card. I mean, it's not stressed, you know, it's not utilized, and it's giving me the right FPS. So yeah, I like it. I like this setup, seriously. I like what's going on here. And 6.8 gig of system RAM being utilized. The CPU has no problem. I like it, you know. 60 degrees, a couple of cores here and there are utilized. Like, I got a couple of threads that have been working a little harder than usual, you know, but it's doing the job, you know. I got 200 FPS here on low details. This is highest quality from performance mode, if it makes any sense. But I like it. This is how I want to play World of Tanks. If I want to play a game, I will play Fortnite, I will play World of Tanks. There's a lot of games that I can actually play on this system. Seriously, there's a lot of games that I can play on this system, and I like it. Today I managed to find a couple of games that works really nice on this computer. Today I managed to find a couple of games that works on this video card. So yeah, overall performance is good with this computer and this GPU. Then can't say nothing bad about it, you know. So yeah, I like it, you know. It's not bad, it's not good, it's just old, you know, and it's working with games that I can play, you know. In a way, I like the video card because it's still working considering the age of the video card. I like it because it offers me in the future some options that I would like to test if I have the opportunity. I don't like the idea that it's 1 gig of VRAM, you know. I'm happy that it's got DirectX 11, but that is just a big problem because the moment you start the game, you realize you need 2 gig of VRAM. And cards like that Affinity that had 2 gig of VRAM model, that video card was just fantastic. That was the sweet spot for this 5000 series. You know, I like that video card, but those are expensive, and if you don't buy that one, it's not worth it. But if you do want to buy something that is working like that, it's very advisable to get something very efficient that doesn't require this amount of power. You know, you manage to see nearly 300 watts consumption from a video card in an old machine like this, and not worth it. You know, it's good to get low profiles video cards, small cards that has this performance, you know. So this is the entry level of DirectX 11 when there was no hope for them, you know, but now they are last in the line that managed to power up games from DirectX 11 compatibility. You know, I don't recommend it because of the wattage. That's it. If you have any suggestion in the future with this video card or for this system, leave a comment and I will see you very soon.